What's up? What's up? What's up, guys? What's up? We're back. We are back. Another watch along Switzerland versus Canada. Why are we doing it? I wish I had an answer for that question. But it's coming to match day 3. So we got to lock in now. Got to lock in. Very simple. Yeah, we got to lock in. Football myself. Canada finished in second tonight. Mark my words. And listen, if they do, it'll be historical for them. We're gonna stop the group, I guess. Yes. What do we have today? We have Bosnia, Qatar, Switzerland, Canada. Bosnia, Qatar, Switzerland, Canada. Oh, here we go. Do drop a like, guys. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me put it on subscriber mode. Hello, Abhishek. Imagine Bruno brace against Colombia. Bro, I just can't get myself to get excited, man. I don't know. I don't wanna. The crash out will be real because I don't trust Martinez at all. So how do I put this? Very hesitant to feel to get too hyped up. Let me just put it that way. The cherry on top will be the Dallo assist. That would be quite the cherry on the top. That's for sure. That's for sure. Maybe would that get me excited? I don't know. Maybe. Hello, Abhi. Maybe that would get me excited. You never know. So just enjoy because the last one was CS7. No matter the order, I'm trying to be central. Believe me when I tell you, I'm trying. I'm trying to enjoy whatever I can. All things considered, obviously, my mood's not the best, but uh, I'm trying. I'm trying to just take it all in. I'm trying. Um, yeah, just trying, I guess. Meow is Meow is coming. No, he's going to sleep, man. I don't know who's coming. Honestly, I put the link in the group. If people want to join, they can. If not, I totally understand because let's be honest, expectations are quite low for this one. And if I'm being very honest with you, I don't blame anybody. I don't blame anybody for having low expectations of this. So we'll just enjoy it ourselves, hopefully. And let's just hope there's a good game. Honestly, let's just hope it's a good game. This is the last of the slow games, right? Everything's gonna pick up after match day 3. So we've got a few days left, and then it's gonna be hectic after that. It will be quite hectic. See what the lineup is. What's your prediction? Who's going to win this World Cup? Probably Argentina or France. They're looking the best at the moment. I mean, USA has played well as well, but I don't think anyone's expecting them to win the World Cup. Spain also has been all right. But I think the front runners are the back-to-back finalists for a three-peat final, which would be actually kind of crazy if they reach three finals in a row. That would be quite mental. We go Bosnia, no, not Bosnia, sorry, Switzerland, Canada. Lineups are Gregor Kobel, Luka Jaquez, Elvedi, Akanji, Rodriguez, Romeo Freuler, Granit Xhaka, Manzambi, Jibril Sau. Jibril Sau still plays for Switzerland? Vargas, Embolo. For Canada, we have Crepo, Johnston from Celtic, Fugeroles. My God, what a name. Cornelius Larea, Tajon Buchanan, Shonier. My God, Schwanier. I don't know how to say that name. Saliba, Ahmed, Jonathan David, Kyle Larin up front. Murat Yakin, obviously, I believe he used to coach Dortmund, if I remember correctly. Or he coached some Bundesliga team, I'm sure. Who is the Swiss coach? Oh, sorry, the Swiss coach is Murat Yakin. Jesse Marsh is the Canadian coach. That's right. Former Leeds coach. Look at the bracket of Argentina. Unreal, easy pathway to at least semi-final. Yeah, but P Central at the end of the day, you make your own. You make your own luck, right? Like, what if what happens if they finish second? Right? They could have had a bad World Cup. Anything's possible. But I understand what you're trying to say. Can't really do anything about that. So far, only Germany, USA, and Mexico and Argentina have locked in their spots to the next round. Okay, let me just check. What is it as it stands? Let's see. Standings. Argentina play 2 H's. Spain or Uruguay. They could play Spain, possibly. Probably not. They could play Spain if Spain finish second. Would that be an easy match? 2H, second in Group H. Uruguay or Argentina? Uruguay or Spain? 2D, 2G. What's 2D, 2G? Iran or Egypt versus USA or Australia? Okay, I see your point. Never mind. I see your point. I see someone like Netherlands make it to semis. They're not flashy with name, but they're good team nonetheless. You know what's funny? When they were flashy with names, they weren't very good. I mean, most of the time they would underperform. I should say. I shouldn't say they weren't very good. That wouldn't be accurate. Portugal finished second. Hello, Dark. Hello, Biku. It's been a while. I know you don't trust Martinez at all, even not me very much, but you gain your trust after Uzbekistan's performance. Yuvraj, I don't know if you're watching my face as the goals went in. I was doing my best to not get too excited because I don't want heartbreak afterwards. I was doing my best to. I don't even know how to explain it. Let's just say I was doing my best to temper my own expectations after telling everyone to temper their expectations. Yeah, that's the best way to explain it. Alistair Johnson, Ali Ahmed, Nathan Saliba, Matthew Chonier, Tajon Buchanan, Kyle Larin, Jonathan David, Derek Cornelius, Luc De Fougeroles, Richie Laria, Maxime Crepeau. My God, there's a lot of French Canadians in this team, man. Chonier, De Fougeroles, Crepeau. A lot of French Canadians in this Canada team. Bro, How is Switzerland's backline the same backline after all this time, man? Elvedi, Akanji, and Rodriguez, Freuler and Xhaka in the midfield. How? It feels like this has been the midfield for the last 8 years. And defense. What's your underrated take on this World Cup that can't say or that you can't say on other streams? Um, I think an African team is going to go deep into this tournament. I just don't know which one. I've been very impressed with African teams in general, outside of obviously Ghana, but then Ghana drew with England, so maybe that's also a little bit more, little impressive this time. Game's about to start, guys. Brought E8 FC 26 last year. Ooh, that reminds me, man. I packed Cafu and Marcelo and Chiellini. Ooh, team's looking really good right now. Who said Portugal to draw against DR Congo? I mean, no one expected that, Rishabh, but at the same time, it's like DR Congo did look hungrier in the game, and that should never be the case. Whether you expect to win or not, oh my god, oh crazy, wow! Canada almost got in behind the goal in 40 seconds. No one should. They shouldn't be more hungrier than Portugal, Rishabh. No one predicted that for sure, but it still doesn't change the fact that they shouldn't have. They shouldn't have been the more attacking team, the team playing with more intent, the more hungry team. Yeah. Swiss to win the group probably. Qatar to win. Let's go Asia. Uruguay beats Spain. Yamal versus Messi is all we need. So if Uruguay beats Spain, Spain will finish second, which means they will play Argentina. Can't lie, that does sound fun, but very unlikely based on how Uruguay has been playing. Like Van Gaal got him to semis and Organ like Koeman's Dutch team defo feels better than Van Gaal's. Thoughts on Spurs poll? Tonali, Senesi, now Fernandez apparently rejected United, Madrid, and PSG for them. Dark. I, I, there was a time in my life I would feel very insulted about that sentence. But Matthias Fernandez is not worth the money, and I know people are going to say that's what the market is, but he's just not worth the money. He's been twice relegated. He's a very promising player. He didn't even get picked for the Portugal Cup. Sorry, the Portugal World Cup team. Uh, you can ask, you'll wonder now who can he replace? But if he's that promising, he should at least be making the squad, which he didn't. 80 to 85 million pounds. I'm not really that interested, to be honest. And if Spurs are willing to pay for it, then fair play, man. It's all about who's willing. It's someone once told me it's not about if you're worth it or not. It's about what you're willing to pay for him. If somebody is willing to pay 85 for Matthews Fernandes, then that's the team he should probably go to. It's just selling FC 26 for like 150 rupees. Fair enough. I mean, there's still 3 months left in the game cycle, man. You got the World Cup promos going on. Then you'll get 40s. You can still play. Welcome everyone to Tribal 11 was hot girls but useless footballers 11. Tribal 11. Oh, good clearance. Bro, curse really worked. Kane was shit. Again, reminded me ain't a big game player. Dark, it's not about that yet. It's not about that. I think he played very well in the Champions League. Um, I think he played very well in the first game. But I'll be very honest with you. It was the inverse performances of Portugal. Portugal started bad, ended up winning convincingly. England started good, had a bad draw. Some people would say a loss. Inverse performances. Two teams with equal amount of hype. Still both have 4 points. So big game player or not, Oh, that was a terrible header. Johnson just gave Switzerland a corner there. He was not under threat at all there. Very, very poor. Vargas to take the corner. Yeah, so big game player or not, man. Tomorrow, next week, he scores a hat trick. Everyone will go. He's back. See, the quality of Harry Kane cannot be denied. He is the best number nine in the world. He just is. Whether you think he big game player or not, Haaland has been in many finals and not scored a goal. I'd say I'm pretty sure. Wait, did he score in the Carabao Cup final or in the FA Cup final? I can't remember. But up until a very recent history, Haaland didn't score in any final. So, would you say he's not a big game player? He has a lot of trophies to show for it. So the thing is, sometimes it's just not your day. Sometimes you don't have enough support. Sometimes the other team was just more disciplined than you. It could be anything really. Yeah, Congo's in Africa, and obviously they're hungrier. Food. That I mean, that is actually true. But I think most of these players don't even play in Africa. So, hello, Arpit. Football has better gameplay. Interesting. Gordon may thrive and look gold in Flick's system, but he's not it in Tuchel's system, man. The guy never takes his man. I don't understand it, man. I don't know in what universe Anthony Gordon has had a better season than Rashford, irrespective of World Cup performances. Because I know now people will say he's been really bad. They're not giving Rashford. He's just not had a better season. They finished 13th, for God's sakes. Nobody had a good season, I would say, at Newcastle last year. Yet he's getting picked in front of Rashford. So, man, if you're not going to have any kind of flexibility, you will be found out by a better team. Systems and all are great, but you eventually get found out. There are holes in every system. Starting college from August, really excited for this new chapter of my life. I'm so happy for you, Arpit. You did your internship, you had fun, you met new people, you networked. Now final years oncoming, and then who knows where you go for where you get the what do you call it, the placement. How long do you see Japan going deep in a tournament? I wouldn't be surprised if they make it a cheeky quarterfinals. I don't know exactly what their path is to the quarterfinals, but I wouldn't be surprised. They seem like a quite a capable team at the moment. Wouldn't be surprised at all. Yeah, I think they should definitely get to the round of 16. How much further than that? Only time will tell, I guess. Still nil-nil at the moment. That Hope David. Uh, to see actually what is their possible path. Why not? Put mob. All right. So where is Japan? Japan is, oh boy, Japan's going to play Brazil as it stands. Oh boy. Let's have a look. As it stands, Japan is second, tied on points. Brazil is first. Hmm. Also tied with Morocco on points. My God, it's interesting. I mean, what's the weird thing? Morocco, if they hammer Haiti, and Brazil, uh, I don't know if a hammer don't manage to hammer Scotland. Imagine if Scotland beat Brazil. Brazil's going to be third. That's not great either. Would have been nice if it's all on one page, man. Where is Scotland right now? Scotland would be playing Mexico as it stands. Hmm. Very interesting. The blood test today, the blood test was fine. Yeah, I in between the blood tests because I do it before and after lunch. I joined the boys for the Colombia match a little bit. Yeah, it was all right. Tomorrow I have to just go to the doctor and see what they have determined. You know, it's annoying going bi-monthly, but it's for my own health, so can't really complain. We watched Guzarish. I have not. People won't admit this, but Uzbekistan got their game plan wrong and never tried rectifying it. If they stuck to something similar to DR Congo's plan, they would have mitigated the scoreline at least. It's a great point. Uruguay definitely needs to win in order to qualify. I mean, a draw could do it, but still. How are you feeling by being defeated by the mighty Spurs? And is it true he's going to Spurs confirm? Shubhankar, I mean, I guess you joined after I already said it, so I'll say it again. I don't really care because I don't want to pay 80 to 85 million to Matheus Fernandez. And I'm not saying that because we lost to Spurs. I didn't want to pay 80 to 85 million anyway. So, and quite honestly, if Spurs are willing to pay it, then why not? West Ham are trying to make money. See, I explained it. I don't, maybe, were you on Utkarsh's stream, Subankar? I don't remember. But the way I explained it to Utkarsh was earlier today when he did a stream about transfers is I don't think West Ham are going to make any sales this I mean buys this season. Whatever money they make, whatever money they spend, they are going to they are probably going to buy championship players, save the money, try to get promoted, and then buy players. Sorry, because not a lot of Premier League players want to go to the championship, right? So they are not. They are trying to maximize their profits because at the end of the day, they are going to. Oh, what? What's happening? What's happening? Oh my God, what did Canada just do? What a save by Gregor Kobel. Oh my God. What did we just witness? Wow. Switzerland got really lucky there, guys. Great English team was being hyped up. Yo, what's up, Naman? You're gonna watch Brazil, Scotland? Unfortunately, no Subham because I have to go to the doctors. Today I did the blood test, so tomorrow I have to go to the doctors. Um I honestly wouldn't have minded. I think moving forward, I will be doing a lot of the matches, so I'll be awake. Um, but tomorrow I have to go to the hospital, man, and I have to go there early. Otherwise, I'm going to just be waiting in line for hours. Unfortunately, Kane has no big moments, is what I mean. But yeah, fair enough. The penalty miss against France still hurts to be honest. It does. It does, especially when one of the goals stemmed from a foul, which the Euros before that, a lot of goals got cancelled. I think people didn't like that, so they stopped doing that as much. Uh, but if I'm not mistaken, there was a foul on Saka before they scored their first goal on the other end in that World Cup. Um, they didn't do a check, and that goal was considered as well. But yeah, why Brazil's group stage and round of 32 both are hard? It's just the nature of the draw. It's just the nature of the draw, man. That's the bad luck. Scotland's finishing third, but they're going to get Mexico. And no offense, I think Scotland can beat Mexico. If Scotland somehow beat Brazil, Scotland actually gets a tougher match. So if Scotland doesn't beat Brazil, it works out for them. If Brazil finish second, they got a tough game. So Brazil kind of has to win. Oh, here we go. Running behind, great defending there by the right back. No man, Canada missed a real great opportunity there. Remember, I recently found out that Eric Spoelstra that he was given what? He was that he denied his contract extension of 120 million euros for Miami Heat because of his wife and him getting divorced after that. Yes, apparently, Subankar, that was the owners who like Eric Spoelstra said that's what we were going to do. They did him a solid. Shout out to those Miami Heat owners, dude. A lot of people wouldn't care. Videos of Scotland and Boston, Miami were really fun. Exactly. Netherlands and Japan's group is pretty interesting. Everyone has same points. Exactly. So Netherlands and Japan, they all have the same points. I think Japan plays Brazil as it stands. So if Japan can beat Netherlands, sorry, if Japan can win and Netherlands can't, that'd be fun. Oh, here we go. Oh no. On the break. Don't do anything stupid, man. Don't do anything stupid. He's really lucky though, because that he didn't need to stick his hand out there. He's really lucky there. See that? He stuck his hand out. You're not supposed to do that when you're behind it. Come on. He's very, very lucky. What is there to imagine Scotland's gonna beat Brazil? That's for sure. You are not mighty Spurs, you are mighty Raju. After also linked to Spurs, what about his future? Dark, see, I mean, he has 1 year left on his contract. Yeah, he pretty much can do whatever he wants. Ooh, Switzerland. Oh, wow. Switzerland are trying to get in behind Canada's defensive line now. A couple of times they've gotten through. They need to switch on a bit. He has 1 year left, Dark. He can do whatever he wants. If we don't get the price, we'll keep him and then we just won't renew. But he's not going to get renewed here, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, that magic thing in Sashko Airlines. I mean, who knows? Listen, yeah. Can I be very honest with you? Some people say it's bullshit. Some people say it's real. There are parts in this country where people tell you to be careful of the women because you know apparently they you don't want to get them angry. So it depends on how you look at it. At first I thought it was a gimmick. He looked like he was pouring powder out of a Johnson and Johnson's bottle, dude. And I'm not even trying to make a joke. It legit looked like a white Johnson and Johnson's bottle. Could be real, it could be fake. At the end of the day, they still didn't win. So how much of the curse is it really? Also, even if they curse Harry Kane, someone else could have scored. Oh, Ricardo Rodriguez got to be careful. Oh, last warning. Ricardo Rodriguez on a last warning there. How the hell is he still playing football? Remember when he used to play for AC Milan? Portugal was England's also on the cards, but yeah, man, it's all getting hectic here. Whereas in some parts of the group, it's like Mexico, Scotland, and teams that wouldn't really get through to the next round, but they're being paired as such. Fearless Statue says some random Brazilian psychic with 24 million followers has predicted alien invasion during Brazil, Scotland. Hello, Blanco Ben. How have you been, buddy? How have you been? How has work been treating you? Has the 48 team format worked according to you? Dark, please don't get me started here. I don't want to rant about it. To me, it has not. And the reason it has not is okay. Okay, fine. Let me turn it back for a second and let me say it in a better way. My God, this referee's face is becoming red. Um, to me, if you are a fan who's getting an extended World Cup because you get to watch more games, especially if you are in like American or like, for example, Lala was Lala was saying like there are certain sections in New York which has those particular communities and they are having watch parties that just for those teams. So there are many places it seems around New York they're doing that. Of course, New York is such a big place. You can do something like that. You wouldn't able to do that here. For even for the IPL, you wouldn't able to do that. Like for example, in Goa, you wouldn't able to do it. And New York is such a big city full of people trying to chase their dreams and all that. Like this World Cup fever works really well. And I'm just talking about the people who already live there. Now imagine all the people who have come to watch the game, people who have come for a holiday and they can't watch all the games because they can't afford it, but they're already in New York. So they're going to go to watch parties, have fun, enjoy the parades, do the other festivities. For those people, I would say between Canada, Mexico is a beautiful place, man. From whatever little I've seen on YouTube and vloggers and stuff, I don't do Instagram pictures because everyone tries to make it look beautiful. I like IRL, like vloggers actually taking you to towns and cities, not necessarily famous one. So from whatever I've seen of Mexico, it's very beautiful. I think Mexico, America, especially with each state being so unique in they have 50 states. A lot of those states are very very unique. You can actually make it a trip while getting watching some games, even if you want to only watch 1 2 games. So I think for those people, it greatly benefited them. For us, I don't think so. It's watered down the World Cup. Some people will say if you didn't have 48 teams, you wouldn't see like Congo being so competitive or Qatar, holding on for dear life against Switzerland. You can make those arguments and you can make those excuses, but in reality, al- the 12 teams wouldn't have been here. And therefore, the competition becomes more competitive because there's less. How should I put it? There's less minnows. There's less underdogs. And also the timings don't help. Hydration break, the timings don't help. So it's a hit and miss, man. For as a fan living in India, for me at the moment, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock games, it's brutal. If you're covering watch-alongs, if you're a fan there, it's great. I think for people sitting at home, it's brutal though, man. Between the timing, between the some of the games being very underwhelming because the teams are just not good enough. I think that's been a problem. Ghana said, I now remove the black magic from now he can do whatever he wants. Backup Arsenal right winger who says no. Who? Who's your backup left winger? It's literally Taka Powder. I thought it was Johnson's and Johnson's baby powder. That's what I thought it was. I've seen Ghanaian people talk about it. Do believe in black magic custom? I think it exists, man. I think it exists. I think lots of things exist that we don't want to think does because it might affect our belief system. But I really think it does. I have not seen X-Men 97. Was it good? Now that guy has tipped Ronaldo to win the World Cup. Okay. Let's see if the curse works or whatever you want to call it. Because the second season is dropping in a week. Okay. Is it on Netflix? X-Men 97. Just finished my shift. It's brutal. The hours. What is it? 48 hour shifts, Blanco bin? Oof. Stuff, man. Post start Enric Ancelotti Avengers Assemble. Um, and by in this world, it's hard to find that kind of owner is appreciated. Uh, and did you see the new case of falling from cliff for yeah, man? Yeah. Also, can I be honest with you, Subankar? Can I be honest with you? Let's not go to a cliff where there's no railings and no protection. Let's not do that in general. I don't know if this is these are these fort there are these beautiful forts in Maharashtra. A lot of time people go in the rains. I don't know why, because the water makes all that rocks faces slippery. A lot of people go to these forts in the rain, and bro, some of these forts don't even have railing to put your hands on and climb up. And I'm like, what are you doing? What is this desire to seek thrills unnecessarily? Listen, now I'm not saying he should have expected that to happen to him. Of course not. You shouldn't. No one should ever expect that to happen to them. But at the same time, why the hell are you at a fort in the first place? Like unprotected spot in the middle of nowhere. Why? What if something happens? What if you get hurt? What if you get injured? You're so far away from medical services and everything. And yeah, man, it is scary. Yeah, last year there was a lot of I don't know if I can say it on YouTube. There was a lot of women creating a lot of problems for their spouses, and the spouses obviously, unfortunately, ended up, ending themselves. So it's scary out there, man. You have to really. It's hard finding a partner. It's hard finding a partner, Subankar. It doesn't work for everybody here. It doesn't work for everybody. You can say, oh, you have to make it work, and if it's worth it, you'll fight. It's all very good to say, man. But honestly, there are some evil people in the world here. It doesn't matter. You have to be really careful with the people you select in your life, man. This is one of the reasons, Subhankar, I am deathly afraid when my friends tell me they're getting arranged marriage. Especially in the last 2, 3 years after what madness has happened. It's I'm very scared. Man or woman, by the way. My friends, whether they are men or women, I am deathly scared. Luckily for me, I don't know a lot of people who have personally have got arranged marriage, like a lot of my close friends. So that has been nice, because I would have been quite nervous for them, honestly. Currently raining heavily in Miami Oxygen, hosting Scotland. That thunderstorms. Well, you know what they did last time, dude. They had a game in Miami. They just postponed it because you get a lot of hurricanes around the Miami, Florida coastal belt. Uh, Ironically enough, the University of Miami, I think, are called the Hurricanes. Am I saying that? Am I? I don't know if that's correct or not, but I believe one of the teams is called the Hurricanes, which is kind of ironic. But yeah, I have no idea, Yuvraj. I've sent the link. I'll be very frank with you. A lot of people don't want to watch this match, and I don't blame them. I don't blame them. Grimaldo to Atletico Madrid, 20 million seems a crazy deal. Bro, everybody's making good deals except us, man. We're trying to buy double relegated Portuguese players for 80 million. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not surprised we are slow again though. That's for sure. Do you think fans supporting England are so hypocrites? After the first match, they said they made Tuchel and the team a genius, and after yesterday's game, they're again bashing them. So Arpit, that's a fantastic question. That's why I've not really changed my stance on Tuchel or Martinez at the moment. I'm sure you know that. I'm sure if you've been listening to me, I've been very consistent about both those coaches and the teams. I think the first game we played football very beautifully. I'm not going to lie. I tried my best to not get excited as while watching the game, because I've seen that before, where we play one good game and then go back to default settings. But the way we were playing football to get the score was actually very exciting. I have to admit it. I don't mind admitting it. That being said, you cannot just go off one game. The game before that, it was a snooze fest. The pre-season friendly, then a pre-World Cup friend. Then everyone goes, it's a friendly, Nathan, relax. The thing is, your intention is your intention. if you're playing a World Cup warm up match, you got to play with the intensity of trying to win, because that sets the pace for your tournament. You can't say it's a friendly, everyone has to relax, because then you get what you get in the Ghana match, right? You get a false sense of belief that this team is gelling and doing well. They have to gel and do well for a consistent period of time. They can't just have one good game, they start playing crap again. So they went crap, good game, crap. So what that means, what in the third game we're going to hammer some team, and then what? And then get knocked out in the round of 32. That So this is my issue is this round of 16. Sorry, my issue is this. It's best to just go game by game, because we, I'm telling you, that first game was really, really good. I was absolutely shocked at how well we played. And for all the people who got very excited about it, I understand. I'm back. Okay. I hope I'm back. Oh, that's nasty. Jaka, that was unnecessary, man. Seriously unnecessary, Jaka. Really unnecessary. Ooh, we're back off. Most of the teams were not competitive, to be honest. It was 8-1 and 1. Yeah. Hello, Shanks. Rashford as backup left wing at Arsenal. Sure, if you want to deal with or whatever drama that is. Kyle Aaron yellow, Xhaka yellow. Okay. Whatever that's for, while my camera decides to work again. Ronaldo's not going to make the semi-final. Well, listen, man, we can hope. That's all I can say. I think Ian will upset Islam. What are your thoughts? I agree with you. Between Hamzat Shemaev losing quite decisively to Strickland, and then Gagey finishing Topuria, it could be a hat trick of shocking defeats. And you know what? Here's the funny one. What if Connor beats Max Holloway after fighting out for the first time in 5 years? The last fight he had was 5 years ago. What if he knocks out Max? Then we're talking about four crazy outcomes in a row. How crazy that would be. So here we go. Canada's through. Be smart. Oh, Laren. Try to do a trick there. My favorite alcohol. I actually enjoy drinking cocktails, dark. My favorite alcohol, I guess, is Fanny. Uh, being proper going. But I like cocktails because I find it fascinating how they get these flavors, bro. Some of them look like girly and stuff, and I get it. But man, I'm telling you, my mind gets blown whenever when I have a good cocktail. Here we go. 2 on 2. Vargas squares it. Oh, he does not square it at all. Oh my God, what was Vargas thinking there? Oh, that could have been a great mistake there by Switzerland. Man, they're making some crazy mistakes, both teams. That's why I'm saying don't mind, can't trust. No, it doesn't work like that, Shanks. You can find trustworthy people, but you have to find it yourself. You have to put in the work. You have to look. You have to actually look. It's out there, man. You have to look, but relying on other people to set you up is very dangerous. Yeah. Look how bad everything is coming nowadays. Women getting in trouble because they married the wrong person. Men getting in trouble because they married the so much is going on in our country right now, man. It's frightening. I've seen people take coffee before and then drink water after. Is that fine? I usually drink coffee with warm water. 30. I think that's fine, but I think my the trainer at the gym told me something is similar. Actually, he said have some black coffee. If not, have some electrolytes. Have electrolyte water, and pink Himalayan salt, which I found interesting. He said it gives you good energy. Apparently, uh, I don't know if you would spend that much money on pink Himalayan salt. I'm sure if you're only going to use a pinch, you'll use it for a long time. But if I'm not mistaken, pink Himalayan salt is expensive. So I've heard that also as an option. Hello, hello. Next United show, stadium announcement is to distract him. What do you think, Doc? What do you think? What do you think? Bro, I'm telling you, they say the Glazers were worse, but these people are just as bad. The only knock on the Glazers is they bought our club on debt, but they never sacked 400 employees. They never took away their bonuses. They never didn't provide them with, which they, by the way, contractually obligated to do so. Put them in team buses to take them to Wembley, which Bruno Fernandes was offering to pay, and then the management rejected. Cancel Christmas's dinner, cancel Veterans Fund. Listen, man, the Glazers are horrible, but they never did this kind of stuff. You're canceling a Veterans Fund and you're paying Malasia 70,000 pounds a week. Oh no, sorry, 45,000 pounds a week. Malasia, it shows where the head is, man. Oh, that's a great ball. Oh, great defending there by Canada. You know what? This game's not been boring, man. No goals, but the game's not been boring. Eagles Jut is saying it's going to be Aurelian and Menu pivot. One can hope. One can hope, sir. Bosnia scores. BR scored. Why no Menu for Tuchel? Who knows, Dark? Who knows? Well versed, Nathan. Thanks. Welcome, buddy. Welcome. 3-0 against Panama is minimum, though. Red card, Xhaka? No, not at all. Kerim Alhaj Begovic goes for Bosnia. He's a great talent, future star. Interesting. Okay. So on Hotstar, it's really good. Gosh, the writing of one of the best animated shows out there, and they are brutal when you watch the show. See how brutal it is on Hotstar. Okay. Yeah, that happens. Why I was thinking it's better to stay single rather than marrying a girl just to be destroyed. If you somehow stay alive, they will file a case 50% of it. With Subankar, I mean, listen, I'm no lawyer, but there's something called a prenup. You can if you're okay. Let me. Canada's looking dangerous. BR scores. Let me turn it this way to you. Okay. Okay. Think about how many times you have read a story where a woman gets beaten up for dowry, which was not even agreed upon at the time of marriage. Should they also go? Don't trust a man. See, I'm not saying anything is right. I'm not saying anything is wrong. But I'll give you a more positive example. How about that? Let's be positive, right? Um, let's say Subankar, you're getting 1 lakh a month. Let's say you find a girl, she's very well to do in the sense of she has a job, she has assets, she's taking care of herself, she's taking care of her family. Let's say she has 1 lakh a month. Okay. First things first is you have you have chosen to be with a person who is independent, takes care of herself, takes care of other people, lives a certain lifestyle. You can easily file a prenup because you have assets, she has assets, and to protect the assets, you file a prenup. And a lot of people, Subankar, you'll be very surprised, but a lot of people, when they start to seriously date, they have this discussion with their partners, and a lot of people take it on their ego. And if you want to take it on the ego, that's fine, but it's very counterproductive because if you have concerns, if you're conscious of losing things, if you have to take care of a family and you can't afford to lose assets, you can do something that Ashraf Hakimi did, which you can put assets in joint holders' names if you want. If you don't want to do that, then you can do a prenup. So in this, for example, if this doesn't work, so and so, all the assets, all her assets are yours, all your assets are yours. They can't take 50% of your money. But Subhan, you have to have difficult conversations with Subhankar. You can't just go, how can I ask her? She's a woman. What will her family think of me? If you to have open lines of communication is one of the most necessary things there are if you want to be in a relationship. We are so used to being on our own, no, that we don't understand how difficult it is to be with someone else, in the sense of that they are a completely different human identity. They have lived a completely different way before they have met you. So in order to not make it awkward, in order to not make it difficult, in order to not make it tough, in order to not hate that person over time, you have to sit there and have conversations like this. You have to be upfront. Listen, I take care of my family. I need a prenup, because if this doesn't work tomorrow, I need to know they are okay. Because this money from these assets go to them, because I want to take care of my family. I'm whatever. I'm the only son. I'm the eldest son. Whatever the reasoning is, there are ways to mitigate a lot of things, but you have to have difficult conversations, man. You have to have. And believe me, a lot of people put it on their ego and they won't do it, Subankar. And I understand, as men, there are certain things you don't want to talk about, because you show vulnerability, you show what people will call weakness. Canada. Oh, oh, that was a great. By the way, that build up to that shot was wonderful there by Canada. Um, you have to have these difficult conversations, man. Have to. It's necessary. Connor wants to beat Max, then he has to knock him out inside round three. If it went to round 1 5, Connor has always gassed and never a knock five. Gaurav, that's a great point. I have one counterpoint for you though, because I was thinking about this. What is he going to look like? I've been thinking about this. He said something very very interesting in that 4 minute interview with Joe Rogan. Uh, he told Max, "You are not used to fighting at this weight." And you know what? Because Conor McGregor, in many ways, if you remember the Donald Cerrone fight, if you remember when he fought Cowboy and he knocked him with his shoulder in the clinch, one of the most craziest things I've seen, by the way. Watched a lot of MMA. He literally used his shoulder to, basically start the knockout. Um, when he said that, no, it made me actually think Conor McGregor is put on a lot of muscle, partly because of obviously his leg injury. He's been working out, and who knows what he's been doing behind the scenes, right? Because it's been 5 years, but he does look a lot bigger. And when the moment he said that with Max, I was like, man, this guy has some kind of plan. Is he going to maybe wrestle with Max, because the way Charles Oliveira did it? And when I mean wrestle, I mean like use his weight. Is he going to use his weight on him, tire him out, because he'll still be the smaller person? It's going to be very fascinating to see what kind of Conor McGregor comes out of this. Every time Bosnia scores, I hope it is Dzeko. 2-0 Bosnia. Qatar getting smashed. Just an underrated, lesser known TV show. See, yeah, Fearless Statue. I'm very boring. I'm very boring. There's a French show that's driving me insane, and I can't wait for the new season to come out. It's a bit of a slow burn, but I find it absolutely fascinating. It's called Lupin. It's spelled Lupin, Lupin, on Netflix. Um, at times it is a slow burn, but believe me, the payoffs are fun. It is a super interesting show. Not too many episodes, so you don't have to binge watch it to death. You can take your time and enjoy it. The other one I liked was the Valhalla Murders. It's very very dark. Please don't watch it around people, and don't watch it in the daytime, because don't watch it in the nighttime, because it's very. I don't want to give any spoilers away, but it's very dark. It's very dark. Summer will be good for you. West Ham needs big money for losses, so I guess Matthews. Exactly, Adit. If we were going to get someone from West Ham that can Oh, Canada goes wide. Hey, Canada's getting closer and closer. Telling you, this Switzerland's getting a little complacent now. You gotta be careful. Um, yeah, I mean, Somerville would be good. I think he's going for 50. Apparently, he's definitely going to leave. Oh, that wasn't close at all. That was a terrible shot. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, I'd rather go for Somerville anyway. We need a left wing option as well. So yeah, I wouldn't mind. He's very hot and cold, but he's very hot and cold. Crescencio Somerville is very hot and cold. He's very hot and cold. Now, could he do better in a better team? It's possible, but it will be a bit of a risk for sure. But you know why I don't think we might get him, Adit? Because he used to play for Leeds. Might not get him. No eggs in breakfast. No referee favors. No party for Qatar. Well, I must be boring. I talked to this girl. She's probably 9 10 and the most boring person I've ever had. Ah, I just want both teams to score and Switzerland to win. Pranav, stop betting. Stop betting. The Ghana game was prime example why England needs Trent for games like these. Spence was waffling and even Reese couldn't do much baffling, leaving Trent out Scott. Not at all, Blanco Ben. I explained it to Giant and Giant. I explained it to him 4 years ago, even in the last World Cup. Southgate didn't take him because of defensive negligence, and that's why he's played Walker. And this season, he should have been. He should have gone this time with. It should have been Trent and should have been Trent and James, and it should have been O'Reilly and Shaw. And but you can't even blame Spence. Spence played left back, but yeah, you know that's what you get. Prenup doesn't exist in India. This is protection of women. I guess it's for protection of women. I guess. I think there is something called. It's not called a prenup, dark. It's called like a separation of assets or something. My friend told me what it is. He does law. It's called separation of assets or something. There is a thing. There is a thing. See, but it's not about protection of women, right? Like I said, this is for people who already are doing well. So they will it'll be signed by both of them. If I remember correctly, my friend called it a separation of assets, which basically means whatever you got at the time before the time of marriage, that's all yours. That's all is like that kind of thing. If I'm not mistaken, it's called something else. I don't know if it's called a prenup, but it's called something else. I think we have women pro laws, but the fact is they're vulnerable than men are. A completely different India exists where it's very prevalent. Nothing against men. Fair enough. Today in good lighting, I could slightly see my four abs in the mirror. They're not fully visible yet, but there's some shape showing. I don't train abs regularly, but I'm thinking of starting. Man, if it's already showing, you're already there. Qatar scored. Okay. I don't know what will happen. I just don't want Max to be stupid, like come in the center and just throw. Because if mistake Max connects to your face, it'll be broken and it'll be flat. Check out Mika Goat's highlights. He's the Ajax player, right? Was linked to Arsenal. I don't know what happened. What it needed was needed more than 10. You know who was needed more than all of them? Um, Probably Gibbs White. Create some more chances. Chael Sonnen is my goat. Can you keep a note of this prenup thing? We can talk and ask it to Piyush Bhai. Absolutely, Gaurav. Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't know if it's called a prenup, maybe it's called something else, but there is a way you can protect both parties, I should say, before marriage. Should be gender neutral law, like man, gay isn't considered crime. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah. Yeah, first thing I ever searched on the internet was Goku Super Saiyan 50. It's about to be halftime. We have survived the half, boys. We have survived the half somehow. We managed. We managed, as my guy Rosinha would like to say. Somehow managed it. Now we got some guy talking about, do you think Messi scores 25 goals in the Premier League? Arey, yaar, let them. Bro, why can't they just let these people be here? Why can't they just let Messi have his fun, Ronaldo have his fun? Why does everything have to be a comparison? Everything. I'll be honest with you, I think yes, lockdown shutdown Premier League is different. Arsenal next year sign Lionel Messi in this hypothetical world. Him and Gyökeres up front with Saka on the right, Martinelli on the left. Wow, one of them says he gets 25 goals in the Premier League next year if he joins Arsenal. I don't know why why honestly, but people just can't leave people alone, man. They really can't. They can't help it. They just have to talk about it. Messi, Ronaldo, Messi, Ronaldo. They just can't let them live, man. I mean, I would say it's Messi and Ronaldo's fault, but all they're doing is living their life and the other ones fighting about it. So, you know, you can't even really blame them. Anyway, that's either you or that. Tell me a crazy fact that sounds unreal. Just Fontaine scored 13 goals in a single World Cup, and before Ronaldo, he had the goal record. How do you like that? Yeah, why would they, Rupinder? It's not like it's fair, is it? Ineos is dumb. They have multiple clubs and they don't use Nice to develop academy. Akshay, they can't keep Nice afloat, man. You know, tell me a crazy fact that sounds unreal. Oh, you know what, Akshay? I'll tell you another crazy fact that sounds unreal. Nice qualified more times for the Champions League in the last 5 years before Ineos than they did for the next 5 years under Ineos. So you tell me, what is the improvement? The old owners or the new owners? This time for Elia's brother come in the picture as Elia will not fight at least until Feb next year. Does he have a broken orbital, dude? What is the status of his eyes? Some people said he had a double orbital bone break. That's what I was going to say. Um, yeah, if he's broken both his orbitals, I don't think 2026 is in the cards for sure. His brother, I don't know if his brother's as good, man. Alexander Topuria, right, who was in his corner. I don't know if his brother's that good, bro. But Messi's 5 goals really affected Ronaldo. I mean, looked angry and frustrated. Could be due to other reasons. Yeah, it could be to many reasons. It could be to the fact that he's still hungry as hell and wants to win this World Cup. It could be the fact that they had a very poor first game and they shouldn't have had. It could be the fact that he keeps getting asked about Messi when he's trying to focus on his own World Cup. It could be anything. Would you call it an adventure sport? No, I would not, Salman. I would call it an unfortunate choice in life partners. I don't know if that's a sport. Are you watching UFC for a long as you were watching UFC for a long time? What really happened between Conor and Khabib? Because we only have the story of the rivalry but it's also between the team. Oh, this is a great one. I'll get back to this, Sabankar. Give me a second. Let me catch up with the chat. Appreciate if you make a vlog. You live in a great place and it's from the goal. Kabir, the thing is, there's nothing to vlog about here because unfortunately, a lot of the football culture has died because a lot of the places local people would play football has now become buildings. But maybe on another channel on another day, or maybe when I go to meet one of the boys, we'll do a vlog. Where can I watch Valhalla Murders? I mean, I watched it on Netflix, man. I don't know if it's there or not, to be honest. It was a while ago. They should hire a good manager and make that club stable too. If they can play Europe constantly, our academy can get minutes. You're asking too much from incapable people, Akshay. We'll get sacked first. I still think Mourinho will flop. You know what, Dark? Um, I'll say it like this because I think flop is a relative term. I think Mourinho has to go in there and sort everybody out first. I think that needs to be the important business that needs to be attended to for Real Madrid. Whatever all this infighting has been going on and all this player power, he needs to sort that out first. Uh, I don't know if Giant has changed his mind because of the players they're being linked to and they have signed already. But I think if Jose Mourinho can even win the Copa del Rey, I think it would be a successful season, like first or second, and then Copa del Rey. Especially if they don't win the league. If they win a Copa del Rey, they go deep into the Champions League. I think it'll be a good first season. Simply because a lot of people think Mourinho is washed. A lot of people don't think these players can be controlled. So I think these factors would play a great factor into the expectations of Mourinho's tenure. I think, in honesty, I think he needs to get rid of the bad eggs first, and I think everything after that is quite honestly a bonus this season. No, it's just swollen and it's broken, but he doesn't need surgery, and doctors already sent him home. There's so much fake info surgery. No, I didn't know if he needs surgery or not, but I did remember someone saying something about his both his orbital bones could have been broken. So yeah. You got two child? No, I don't, Rupinder. I'm saying, but I might do a vlog if I'm meeting the boys. Maybe we'll go to a watch party when I'm in one of their towns to watch the games on the weekend. Could make a vlog like that. Thank you for the suggestion. Downloading the Valhalla Murders. The plot looks intriguing. Will let you know my thoughts. Try Lupin even, dude. As long as you don't. But oh, wait. Hold on. I have to tell you this before you do that. Um, Now I don't know how you feel about this fearless statue, but I listen to the original language and I read the captions. And the reason I do that is, especially for this one, was the way they were the way they were the way the voiceovers worked when you change the languages it didn't mirror what was going on the screen. So I hope you don't mind reading captions, because if you listen to a dub, it won't sound very well, it won't sound really very authentic. The acting won't sound very authentic, and I think the acting is quite compelling because the show is dark, so it has to rely on a bit of the acting as well. Um, fun fact also, fun fact also. I don't know why I did it, but I did it. Uh, there are scenes where it's really cold because it's in Iceland, and what I used to do is I used to turn on the fan on full speed and the AC on full speed and watch the show. It just mental. It was just mental. It's just me having fun trying to put turn down the curtains and make it dark and all. Because I watched it in the rain, so it was kind of already dark. But I would like close the curtains and put off the lights and all just to make it even more darker, create that cinema effect. It was weird, but I did it. I did that for whatever reason. Yeah. Shermani and John Jones in a dressing room would be fairs. Not at the moment, Adit. Hopefully, yes. Do it. Watch the original or subtitle well. Capture the emotions well. Okay, excellent. I didn't want you to. I didn't want to, because I remember that's one thing I tried, because I couldn't do I couldn't do subtitles because I was trying to look at the screen. But then when I saw the difference in it, I was like, man, you can't. At least it wasn't good in this show. Maybe in other shows, obviously, it's good, but this show it wasn't so good. Would say not spending big for signings gave example of Rio and Rooney is not United DNA. It's probably not United DNA, but also if we spend 500 million on four players, dark, and then in the middle of the season go, we didn't get enough players. We should have got more players. I'm like, yeah, but you also need to have money to buy those players. It's very easy saying it's not my money. I don't care. It's not my job, which is fine. It's true, but at the same time, the money also has to be there. The best vibe I had in Goa was street near Mojum. All the cafe bars were owned by foreigners and the vibes were good. Dustin mugshot looks shit compared with McGregor's and Jones. Have you seen From? It's a masterpiece. No, not yet. I'll have a look though. Okay, now I have to get back to Subankar. Subankar, are you here? I'll get back to your question. I don't want to say it if you're not here because it'll be a bit of a long story. I did, and if I remember clearly, Adit, I think Anton Ferdinand also went to his brother. His younger brother also went to West Ham. Could be wrong. Anton Ferdinand was also a West Ham product, I believe. Yep, West Ham United. Memory. Good night, Dark. Thank you for joining. Yep, as far as I know, yes, yes. Yep. So I'm waiting for Subankar so I can tell him the question he asked me. Otherwise, no problem. I'll just continue. Um, just give me a second, okay, guys. I'll be back. I'll just get some tea. Just Fontaine won the Coupe de France with Nice, by the way. Ooh, another shocking bit of news. Can you imagine, dude? 13 goals. Back when there were less teams playing and less matches. 13 goals in one World Cup. I never understood why he never played the next World Cup, though. I don't know if there's a story about it or anything. I found that fascinating, though, dude. Considering it took Ronaldo to get four World Cups to get 15. You know? The fact that he did it in one is still impressive. People will go, "Oh, yeah, the quality was so bad and blah, blah, blah." Shut up, man. Wow, he died 2 years ago. Man, he was 90 years old. That's crazy. He just passed away 2023, 3 years ago. 90 years old. Fontaine's kind of underrated. See, yeah, I wasn't alive when he played Akshay, but I love how people think because they weren't as good before that it wasn't impressive. Nice's best player of last 5 6 years, 40 41. Danche, yes, Danch. He also played for, was it Bayern Munich? Played in the Bundesliga, right? I believe he has the most appearances by a Brazilian in the Bundesliga. Fontaine is kind of underrated. Here's what it is, man. Is what it is. 30 goals in 21 caps for France. Just Louis Fontaine scored the most 58 tournament. I think that was the year Pele won, right? Pele named him one of his 125 greatest living footballers at the FIFA award ceremony. Wow. Wow, okay. Wow. Yeah. Also took part in the 1958-59 European Cup final against Real Madrid, being that season's top scorer with 10 goals. Total Fontaine scored 165 goals in 200 matches in Division 1 and won the championship twice, once in 58 and once in 60. So 58-59 European Cup was Real Madrid's fourth title, and rhymes. Start their rhyme. REIM. So crazy. Yeah, he played 7 years for France. He didn't make it to the 54 World Cup, I guess, though. Yeah. Yeah, Gerd Muller 14, Ronaldo 15, Mbappe 16, close to 16, Messi 18. Having played in at least two tournaments. So everyone else played at least two tournaments. He played one. What else can you say? 89 years old. That's crazy, man. He played for Nice and Reims, two teams. He didn't play a lot of football, man. He played from 1950 to 1962. From 17 years old to 29. He retired quite young. That's interesting. Forced to retire because of a recurring leg injury. Thank you. Yeah, so he was wait, stretch. Was supposed to retire because of a leg injury, apparently. Okay, we'll get out of this now. I've passed my time watching this. Second half has started as well, by the way. What? When did Switzerland? Oh, I missed the golden time. Never mind. Switzerland have scored. Okay. Just the video quality is just blurry. My camera. Yeah, enjoy the second half. Have a good day tomorrow. Thank you, Gaurav. You too. India should make a nice table. They help us a lot. Yeah, they don't care about us like that, dude. And do you know Saliba has played for Nice? William Saliba or this Saliba? Vargas scored. Yeah, I missed that. Yes. Pep Stein balls. How did Pep Stein balls? What is that name? Pep Stein balls. Um, I'm good. I'm good. United losing on Matthews, your Spurs just because of they don't want to overpay. We are really doomed. I hear it. I hear what you're saying, Chiranjeev, but at the same time, it's like, do you really think Matthews Fernandez is worth it, or do you just are you just annoyed that we lost to Spurs? Just to me, I don't think Matthews Fernandez is worth it, dude. He's got back to back relegations on his name. Um, I don't think he's worth it. If we got him, I wouldn't mind, but definitely don't think he's worth it. William Saliba, no, I didn't know that. I think Spurs have hit a jackpot. They're willing to pay 85 for Matthews, 100 for Tonali, and are now interested in summer. To be fair, they don't spend a lot of money in general. Calling a eagle just like Benfica. Interesting. I didn't know that. Okay, Chiranjeev, sorry, Subankar, you're here. Um, Saliba was on loan. Oh, from Arsenal. He did go back, right? He had an issue with the coach or something, and then they sent him on loan. I think I do remember this. This is after he was bought by Arsenal, right? Okay, Subankar. So the answer to your question is, I'll put up the question here so people know what I'm talking about. Here we go. What really happened between Conor and Khabib? Okay. So it all started when what do you call him? When Khabib said something about his training partner Artem Lobov, who was also Russian but trained in Ireland and lived in Ireland for a lot of his life, really. So he was bit of he was Conor McGregor's at the time very good friend, best friend, whatever you want to call it. And he said something to him. I forgot what the word was, but he said something to him, and he didn't appreciate it. So then he took offense to it, and then Khabib and his team kind of cornered Artem Lobov somewhere in like a hotel room, or sorry, like in a hotel lobby. And then Conor McGregor found out. He hops on the private jet, literally, and then he does that dolly incident that you see. Um, and then he obviously Conor in the build up said some nasty shit like. Why do the women cover their faces and all? He was making fun of his religion, his family, and all. And it got really personal. But yeah, that's basically it. It all started with Artem Lobov, and say what you want about Conor McGregor, but he really went to defend his teammates. Dude. How many people will hop on a private jet just to start a fight with somebody because they were alone? So there was a lot of like Khabib's guys, and it was just Artem Lobov in the hotel lobby. They were like bullying him and disrespecting. I think they called him a rat, or they called him something. And apparently in Russia, that's not a very nice thing to say. So Artem Lobov wasn't happy. And then they weren't happy. Artem Lobov was defending Conor McGregor because, of course, they're all Russian. We didn't like that. Yeah. A board needs to understand in this entire market, you have to pay more. It's the market scenario. We need two midfielder and left back at least, no matter what. I actually think we need three midfielders and a striker. I can't make sense of this Enzo links. What do people even see in the guy? Rather just get Chouameni continue FFS. Well, it's all about how you look at it, Blanco. Ben, it could be the fact that Jose Mourinho might think he's a bad egg. I think Mourinho is coming to clean house, and I'm going to tell you what I told Giants. Many years later, we were like, "Oh, Mourinho was right when he said this about this player, that about that player." And at the time, we were very annoyed with him, so we didn't want to believe him. So I would suggest that if Jose Mourinho is seeing something wrong in the squad, in my humble opinion, I would just let him work it out. However, he has to work it out because Jose Mourinho, whatever it is, he has expectations of people when you play for certain clubs. So that's what I would say. I would say just let him work. If there's a reason he doesn't want Chouamani, maybe it's because of the fight, maybe it's because of something else. I would say let him do it. If they're saying the exclusive expensive, you need to understand a person who owns a Ferrari doesn't complain about petrol costs. You cannot convince me that Embolo is human. Chouamani is the perfect CDM for Mourinho. Yeah, but you know what? He signed Pogba and then are falling out with Pogba. Just because they are a good fit doesn't mean they're going to get along. You might see something else in real time. See, a good fit for a team and a good fit for a team mate is very different. I don't believe anyone here is questioning Chouamani's abilities. It is the off the ball stuff that we don't tend to see, and to be very honest with you, don't care. I think those are the things that I think people like Mourinho pay attention to more because they are exposed to it more. I think that's the difference, really. 54 minutes in, Switzerland having the lead here. Well, what if Chouamani's French prospect like Cyril Garden would actually be a light heavyweight champion? Yeah, I'm a little bit against him because of the things he has done in the past 2 months. Listen, I get it. I get it. Who knows, man? Who knows what's going on there? Who knows? I mean, two midfielders more. Ever Edison has done, and left back at least is bare minimum to survive four competitions. Otherwise, we might go down to mid-table and job pressure will succumb Carrick. Hmm. I still don't think we need a left back, man. I think we need to just promote Hamas or Diego Leon because we're not going to get any money from Malas here. So I don't know what we're going to do with left back. We need a striker, man. We really need a striker bad. I believe Chouamani is never going to eye poke in a fight. He jumped off a private jet or a bus full of Khabib's teammates. But joke aside, that matches Khabib was possessed. You don't give a chance corner that night. You know what's funny, Subankar? A lot of people say that, but if you see, he actually won the third round. Second goal. Second goal. Second goal by Switzerland. Should have taken their chances, man. Canada is going to pay for it now. I actually thought Connor won the third round, and then obviously he got finished in the fourth round, so it doesn't matter. I think a lot of people argue that's the first round Khabib lost in his UFC career. Are Amas Leon good enough? Amas Leon good enough to start in PL? They can be backup first team experience. Exposing them completely might be risk. But Chiranjeev, like I said earlier, when people were asking me, "Are you annoyed we are losing Matheus Fernandez to Spurs?" Not you. So people before that also asked me. I told them the same thing, which is you have to see what your ambitions are, your outgoings are. If you everyone complains about how much debt would we have, right? You have to take into account that we are not going to get money not going to recover money on some of these players. We might have to even sell some of these players on a loss. So where does the money come from? So if we are trying to sell seven players and we buy four, we won't have any squad depth because mathematically, the math's not mathing. If you sell seven players or get rid of seven players and you buy four players, we don't have squad depth. We are going the other way. We're squad thinning. So somewhere down the line, we are going to have to make an adjustment. It depends on which players. It depends on how much we spend on players, how many players we can get in. To me, at the moment, the way we are taking so long to even chase a player that's not even in the World Cup, uh, and is relegated. The fact that we're taking this long to decide if we want Matheus Fernandes or not is absolutely nightmarish to me. I am quite worried about how we are doing business. We took 1 month to sign Mbuemo. We took 1 month to sign Cunha. We took less than a month to sign Sheshko. We signed Lamens quickly, relatively, but we still didn't sign him quick enough. So it's like, what are we doing, man? Everyone's at the World Cup and we're not doing anything. We're not even buying players that aren't in the World Cup. Do you imagine being Valverde getting knocked out and the world knows what a hit to men's world knows what a hit to men's after this World Cup, from next World Cup, I'm going to start supporting Switzerland. Constant World Cup players, never the favorites. They did knock out France in the Euros that year, didn't they? 1 year, the year Italy won it. That was scenes. I don't think we are winning the league in the next 2 years. So Project 2028 is BS. Yeah, that's another. See, there's a lot of lies been told to us, Akshay. There's a lot of lies been told to us. It just depends on if you're okay with it or not. A lot of people want to say, we have made goodbyes. We have made people redundant because we were just wasting money. Those were not essential jobs. Even though Liverpool Football Club also hires 500 people, I'm sure they can also make people redundant. I'm sure they can also, make jobs more efficient, but they don't because it's a family run club. Um, sorry, it's a family like club, I should say. And United used to be like that at one point of time, and now we're not. So what are you going to do? We are changing who we are because of the owners we have. We have to just deal with it. That's the way it is, unfortunately. That is the way it is. But we have been lied to and lied to and lied to. Well, that was the first round. Khabib lost in his career. I don't know because obviously I didn't see his matches when he was in Russia. But I think that is the first round he lost in the UFC. I think he's only lost two rounds actually. One, yeah, it's not more than two. I think he's only lost possibly two rounds. I think that was the first round he lost. What is still Nathan? We have right now only two midfield players. I'm talking about the overall squad, Chiranjeev. If we sell seven players, regardless of position, and we only buy four, our squad is become thinner, which is even more frightening. Our squad is actually becoming thinner, not thin. Good night, man. I'm going to sleep now. Fair enough, Akshay. Thank you for joining, and it's been late. GTA cost 6K in India, not at K 8K. Let's go. Really? We're talking about PS5 6K? I'm surprised. No, Mouse Fitness have rolled out. They will include him as pivot and will buy one more. Exactly, Chiranji. So this is what I'm saying. No, we have been lied to. But because we did well in the market last year, people have hope. And this is why I refuse to have hope. I don't want to keep getting caught with the same nonsense. Every time I get hope, I get fooled. And then people call me negative. So now I've decided that I'd rather be negative because I'm going based on evidence and not vibes. The interviews again and again I told Shashi Bhai, again and again I told Mohak, you can ask them. It feels they have been lying to us. They have been lying to us from the very beginning. We have just not said anything. They have been lying to us and lying to us and lying to us all the time. And we said nothing. Now whatever they do, our fate is in their hands. We don't have any say in the matter. We can only hope. And if I'm being very honest with you, Chiranjeev, I'm tired of hoping, man. We're Manchester United. Why are we hoping? I'm really annoyed that we have to hope that we do better. I think it's really sad for a club like us to have to hope. Sorry, I went on a rant there, guys. But yeah, I definitely thinking about this. Xbox and PS6, yeah, very very good. By the way, next season our focus should be on PL, use Academy in Carabao Cup, FA Cup, finish top 8 in UCL, and then exit in round of 16 quarter. Akshay, you know what? You know what? Actually, screenshot this moment because I'll tell you right now. If we do this, I will say it's a big W for next season. That's what I will say. Screenshot this. One left back, one striker, two midfielders, basic requirement. I agree with you, Chiranjeev. You know what else you might have to take into consideration? That 1 month is already up since the season's over, and we have bought nobody. We have bought Edison, but technically we have not bought Edison due to financial reasons. It's like a loophole. We are going to announce him in July because then the financial year begins or some nonsense like that. So technically we have signed no players. Obviously Edison is coming. There's no change there, but technically we have signed no players. Um, yes. So this basic requirement you speak of is very true, but we're running out of time to sign anybody. They turned regional pricing on for both apparently. Well, that's nice of them. Can you please sell Sheshko to Atleti so that we can have a way with Alvarez? I would love to, Ayan, except that I actually like Sheshko. Also, I don't think Sheshko actually wants to go to. I don't think he wants to go to Atletico at least. We should be front runners. Any signing is about intent, man. Remember when Abramovich came, you went on and buy all the best players and managers, went on to win PL in just 1 year. I remember it very clearly, Chiranjeev. But as I've been trying to tell you, our owners are not that ambitious. They've lied to us. They've said nonsense like Project 2028 or whatever it's called. They've said very cool things and they've not really delivered on much. In fact, I would argue they are the people in charge when we finished our lowest ever in what? Since relegation, which was what in the 70s. This is our lowest ever finish since we got relegated in the 70s, Charanji. I don't I this I'm not trying to make a personal remark here, but were your parents even born in the 70s? Mine were. Mine were born before that. But I don't know how young you are. So I'm asking you, were your parents even born in the 70s? Because that's the last time we got relegated. So in about 50 years, I think it was mid 70s, we got relegated. In 50 years, gave us our lowest finish under Ineos. We sacked a lot of people that have been working in the club for long periods of times under Ineos. We promised to take them to FA Cup finals that we have earned, and then we don't do it under Ineos. Um, Retired players fund cancelled. People who used to get £10, sorry, not 10, £100, £500 a week as players, had this fund built for them because they obviously didn't get paid like how you get paid now. Cancelled. Christmas dinner cancelled. Um, what else? Jim Ratcliffe didn't know the captain of our Manchester United women's team, Katie Zellem, when she was playing here. Uh, mm, there's so much to pick on. There's so much to pick on, Chiranjeev. I'm not really interested in being that negative because at the end of the day, they showed us their hand. They were talking nonsense from the minute they came here. The thing is, nobody wanted to believe it because the Glazers have destroyed us. Nobody wanted to believe that these people are con man. And honestly, I don't blame those people because it's it's hope, right? You're hoping, you're hoping desperately that these players and this manager and these owners are going to gel and we are going to be successful. But we keep falling short, unfortunately. Come on, we help you guys a lot with Russia. Little help. Arey Baba, but he doesn't want to go, na. United is not in for Hall, na. Not at the moment, dude. I don't know why, but current Liverpool and United are giving me vibes of when Klopp joined Liverpool. Let's listen. We can hope. Will like Seshko would bang at Atleti? Probably. My father was born in 16, my mother in 70. Okay, so it was that long ago for context. Chiranjeev, when we got relegated. Imagine. Asif United was convincing, they already convincing Cunha and Mbama at least the season more of a test to actually convince the players of the project. Yeah, and the problem, Matt Nona, is if I may draw a parallel, the current people we are trying to negotiate with is a 13th place Newcastle Italian player who kind of wants to go home but can't because nobody can afford him, and a player that plays in the championship and wasn't in consideration for Portugal's World Cup and has been relegated twice. Whereas Matthews Cunha and Brian Mbeumo were the stars of their team. Wherever their team finished, fair enough. I won't argue that. You can take that at face value. But in comparison to the two people we are technically whatever talking about right now, it's disgraceful, dude. It's disgraceful. We actually took the stars of Brentford and Wolves to the point where Wolves got relegated. And I mean, to be fair, Brentford did really well. But they lost a lot of their players too last year. And we cannot negotiate with Newcastle, who's now they are one more. If they don't finish in Europe next year, Newcastle is going to be in real trouble because those owners have the money, but they can't spend it. They don't have a squad good enough to finish in Europe next year. They're going to be in real trouble. I won't be surprised if they start selling. And and the other one is a team in the championship. You should argue that we should have convinced these players faster. It's arguable, at least for me. But yeah, I am not Sabankar. I have to go actually for because I did the blood test yesterday. I have to go to the hospital, so I have to get up early. That's why I chose to actually do this match. But yeah, project might be brilliant, but there's no point if you can't sell the vision to the player. Yeah. You feel the socio model in a club is better than ownership model because you have to answer the socios, but in ownership, I think it. I wish I would have loved it. The only problem with why it won't work in England is because there's so much money to be had. So, bunker, nobody's going to give the fans back their club. There is so much money to be had, even if you are a fan of Crystal Palace. Even if you're the owner of Crystal Palace, there's so much money to be had. So it's almost impossible to convince people to sell their clubs back to the fans. Talking about stop lunches for star exactly. Steward reward has been stopped for Christmas. This is what I'm saying, Chiranjeev. But at the beginning, we were so gassed because it means that hopefully that the Glazers would get removed. We got so gassed. We were listening to the interview and going, "Yeah, come on, Sir Jim, childhood fan and all that." Then you find out, yes, season tickets to Chelsea, and his explanation was, "I'm based in London, so I have season tickets to Chelsea." I'm like, bro, that's not how that works. That's not how that works. Apparently, he tried to buy Chelsea even. I don't know. Google that one for me, guys, for to prove it, to corroborate my story. But apparently, he tried to buy Chelsea when the Abramovich thing happened. What lifelong fan United fan he is? I don't know, man. You can only hope that things will be better. Multiple suitors are like Tonali also has City and Arsenal. I am as well. Matthews has Spurs. It's a bit like, how do you lose? Yeah, but Matt Nola, that's what I'm saying, right? Like, how do you lose to Spurs? But at the same time, I don't want to pay 85 million for Matthews Finance. My overarching issue here with at least with Matthews Finance, Tonali fine, Arsenal City fine, no problem. Right? It is what it is. But Spurs, and I'm not even trying to be derogatory to Spurs. I'm trying to be derogatory in our approach to the player itself. It's not about Spurs. How can you convince Cunha and Mbemo and can't convince Finance? You understand what I'm saying? There's such a flaw in that thought process that I can't even fathom how we have reached here. Now that doesn't change the fact that I still don't want to pay money for him. But again, like I'm saying, it's all about the approach. How are we losing out to Spurs? Even if we pay a little less than 80, he should convince West Ham he wants to go there. Put his foot down. You know, West Ham need the money. They are no Premier League players are going to go to join their club in the Championship. They're going to be sitting on this money until next season, assuming they come up next season, of course. If you guys are really that desperate for CM, then put a sneaky bid for 50 million for Kasa. We are not that desperate, dude. Because if we are that desperate, we would have spent it on finance already. We finished 17 twice, exactly. Why is it even difficult to convince Matthew's finance? Is what it is. So Maggie made me miss two Swiss goals. Not reliable source, but he tried to buy. But it is a fact that he was a season ticket holder, a box holder, whatever the hell they call it, at Chelsea because his businesses were in London. That is true. That part is definitely true. This is what it is. Bro, the pension model of MU was to only United legends or all past United players, include past man. I believe it was so all past players of a certain time. I think there's like a time, or there is like some kind of tenureship, like depending on how many years you played for United or something like that. But yeah, so ready come to United. Personal terms, the only problem we are not matching West Ham price. But this is what I'm saying, right, Chiranjeev? If Matheus Fernandez would put his foot down and go, listen, man, let me go for a little less. You get your money, I get my move. We're all happy. Anyway, you're not going to spend this money. I don't want to go to Spurs. He can also put pressure if he wants, Chiranjeev, but he doesn't want to. Like, how did Isaac put pressure? He can put pressure if he wants to. I'm not saying he should. I'm not saying do what Isaac did and then everyone goes look at this player, he's useless. Why would he do that? That's not good, not professional. I'm not even saying that. I'm saying he could do it if he wants. Do you read? Not really, Rishabh. Not really. I'm much more of a visual. I prefer to watch, honestly. Rajesh is overrated. Sign Kasar. Would Declan Rice and Reece James have fitness here? Is wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Totally hypothetical, but how would you distribute minutes between Matthews and Kobe? Through four competitions are there. Let's get one thing very clear, and I'm not saying this because we could lose this player to Spurs. Matthews Fernandez ain't it, dude. He isn't like, oh my god, we signed Matthews Fernandez. Everyone who's calm down now. We're gonna cook. We signed a player that got relegated twice. If you want to earn your spot, like Casemiro had to do it when he fell out of favor, like Kobe Mainu did when he fell out of favor, like Harry Maguire when he fell out of favor, like other players when they fell out of favor, you earn it. If you do better in training, if you do better in matches, you replace that person. That's it. It's not a difficult concept. If you are as good as you say you are, about a couple of months you'll be starting. Also, we have four cups. Let's do something about it. Everybody's not going to play every game. I mean, except Bruno. Obviously, Bruno's going to play every game. Everybody else isn't going to play every game. Let's do something about it. To Ruben Amram, and he was the reason players wanted to join United, even though he turned out to be absolute shit. Uh, Apparently, he sat with Semenyo. He met Semenyo. Semenyo didn't want to join him. Gyökeres didn't want to join him, and he was his player. Um, Giovanni Quenda didn't want to play a wing back. He wanted to be a winger. That's why he chose Chelsea over United. It depends on how you look at it, Natran. It depends on how you look at it. I'm not trying to shit on him. I'm not trying to shit on him. Today, tomorrow he does well at AC Milan. Everyone's go, Nathan, he was just shit at United because it's United. Maybe, or maybe he's gone to a league where most people play back three, and it's gonna fit well with his ideology. This is assuming he does well, by the way, at AC Milan, of course. Um, Maybe some people did sign because of him. Maybe they did. Maybe. But there's also people that didn't want to sign with him that he actually made champions in Portugal and they didn't want to sign with him. You know how people always, bring a couple of players when they leave, i.e. Ten Hag, Moyes. Solskjaer tried to do it with Haaland, but they wouldn't let him. Uh, Ragnick was going to get some RB players, but they wouldn't let him. Um, So it's a possibility for sure. It's a possibility. I don't discredit him that much, but definitely people didn't want to play with the players he made champions. Definitely didn't want to join him. That's a fact. Gyökeres and Kenda, Arsenal and Chelsea. Guy's been nursing an injury since March and James hamstring. We're cooked, man. Jet Spence at right back. This guy's a moron. His agent is George Mendes. He stopped CR7's transfer to Madrid in 2007. Then he was convinced it happened 2 years later. He decides when players go. Fair enough. I'm genuinely scared for us next season. We need to load balance Saka and Rice, especially Saka, dude. I think Matthews matches the profile of Bruno, so maybe he can be a Bruno. But maybe he could, Adit. Maybe he could. I don't think he has the goals in him, to be honest. I don't think he has the creative passes in him. Maybe he does. Maybe he didn't get too much of an opportunity to show it. He definitely does not have the finishing for it because he could have drawn with Arsenal and he missed a sitter. I believe it was the Arsenal game at least. Took a touch in the box, thinking I don't know where he thought he was. Took so much time to just instead of just shoot. Um, either way, it shouldn't have been difficult to sign this fellow, but it is now. So yeah, Matthews and Alvarez contacted Isaac for some special talks. Enough rant. Good night, Nathan. Good night, Chiranjeev. Good night. Saka's England's most creative player with a F Achilles. It's actually F. I'm up. I mean, I get it. It's actually F up. Sorry. It is, dude. And then he decides to back up with Madueke, who I don't want to go on about this again, but I don't think he's anywhere as creative as Saka, and we should have gone with Bowen. Now Saka's got to just keep playing games now. That's where we are. Some people will like that, some people won't. That is quite essentially where we are. That first touch where made the angle too tough for him to score that to Andraya. Yeah, I don't even know why you take a touch when you're that close to the goal, but you know, I'm not a professional footballer, so what do I know? And I like to think I have some common sense, but maybe that's not good enough. What can you do? What can you do? Can't make everybody happy. 2-1 Canada at the moment, 10 minutes to go. Put Madueke on the left as well. I was like, for what? Yeah, I mean, I'll just never understand it, man. I'll never understand it, and just whatever he was trying to do is just not worked out. Just not worked out. I mean, things can he can obviously change. Right? It's only 2 games. There's plenty of games left. Blah 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 blah. As everyone goes on about it all the time. Um, things can happen for sure. But he clearly, this is what happens when you just don't take your best players with you, man. When you need them, it's nobody there. So that's his cross to bear, as they like to say. Uh, biblical reference. That's his cross to bear. See, Messi dropping 15 goals this World Cup. Thoughts? I think he's going to get 10, Ayan. I think he's going to win the Golden Boots. I think it will slow down with competition getting tougher. I think more people will be on to Messi as the game as the level of opponent hopefully improves. Hopefully, but yeah, I heard already. I might stay up for Brazil game now. There is, I mean, fair enough. Fair enough. If you're willing to stay up, not that far off to be fair. Um, sure. Wouldn't believe people still believe Ruben Amorim was not at fault at all. I was really surprised when I went to train. United fans were crying. He went to AC Milan like anybody. I can believe that trend because people don't. People always. I don't know how to explain it, man, but it is what it is. Like a lot of people said, these players have got 3, 4 managers sacked, but then the same people and the same pundits and everybody said these players are fighting for this manager, blah blah blah, still got sacked. And those same players plus 4. So the team that finished 15th plus 4 players, one of them being a goalkeeper, finished third, 15th to third, and people are saying, um, we weren't in Europe and blah blah blah. I'm telling you right now, I bet you Spurs won't finish third. I'm telling you right now, I bet you Chelsea won't finish third. And then I would like to hear the excuses. The excuses sound great. You're only playing league matches. You got knocked out early in the tournaments. Blah blah blah. Grimsby Town. Ha ha ha. Great, fantastic. But what if Chelsea don't finish third? What if Spurs don't finish third? What if Newcastle doesn't finish third? Then what? Yeah, let's make it more fun. What if Chelsea still finish below Brentford? What if Chelsea finish below all the teams that have Europe? What if Spurs finish below all the teams that have Europe? Then will people be giving Michael Carrick his flowers? What ifs, what ifs, what ifs, my friends? What ifs, what ifs, what ifs? We can do this all day. And it's going to be annoying all day as well. Let's be real. Because it's easy to do that. It's easy to do that. It's easy to draw up these hypotheticals and go this, that, and the other. When it happens, then people will go, oh, you know what? Michael Carrick did a good job. Yeah. Hindsight's a wonderful thing, as kids like to say. Hindsight's a wonderful thing. All it's all hypothetical until it happens. So I have a genuine question. What happens if they don't finish in Champions League spots? They don't have Europe. Then does Ruben Amorim get blamed? Guess we'll find out this year. Guess we'll find out this year. One way or the other. Nowhere to run, there's nowhere to hide. Yeah. Well, we'll see. Few minutes left. Switzerland, Canada still 2-1. You guys need a good right wing Saka. Okay. Can't even blame him. He's still 21, still has a lot of room for improvement. Final third output and shooting needs to improve. But for that, he should insist on to the club to play for United. Adit, it's his life. He's allowed to make whatever mistake he wants to make because at the end of the day, it's going to be his career at the end of the day. My only issue is that again, this is less on Matheus Fernandez and more on what are we doing? What are we doing? This is my issue. What are we doing? I think Wharton and Hall slash Shaw should have been there. Yeah, I agree. Probably. What are they doing with Dan Burn? What are they doing with Dan Burn? Why did John Stones only play one match? Why did John Stones get the easy match to play? Anyone wants to ask that tough question? Why did Harry Maguire not get picked? Why was Chalaba preferred over him? A lot of questions. Might score five against Georgia. He might score five against, or he might just be rested. Gay trying to break low block from deep instead of proper pass like Wharton. United should go for Vinny. It's his last year. No, it is his last year, Ayan, but uh, the wages won't be tenable for us. I don't think so. But you see, Mike Carrick's work was a bit clutch work coming mid-season, but we should not keep really high hopes next week because I don't know how he'll manage four comps. So, yeah, fair enough. If you don't want to have high hopes, that's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying this whole shitty narrative about how you don't have European games, so you finish third. I want to see if Chelsea and Spurs can do it. And I'm not gonna like dance and like troll them and all if they can't do it. I just want Michael Carrick to get the recognition of what he deserves. He got four players, one a goalkeeper out of those four. Some of those players, by the way, Benjamin Sheshko got most of his goals under Carrick. Cunha got most of his goals under Carrick. Mbeumo got most of his goals under Ruben Amorim. You know, we were eighth when Ruben Amorim got sacked. We finished third. We finished 15th, and then we bought four players. So the same players that finished 15 plus four, Michael Carrick got them to third. So let's see what the narrative is. We didn't have Europe was the narrative. So now there's two teams that should be challenging for European spots that don't have Champions League. Let's see what they do. If they don't finish third, maybe then people will realize it was tougher. I guess it's not fair in PL qualifying for UCL is tougher than the other. It doesn't matter though, Ayan, because the narrative's never gonna. The narrative is always going to be made up. There's always going to be an excuse. There's always going to be a caveat. There's always going to be a this and that and the other. So the great news, Ayan, is that next season there are two top five teams that both won the Champions League and we weren't this season, the season that got over. If they don't finish third, we'll see. Then we'll talk. Then we'll talk. Until then, we sit quietly. Still won't get any blame. You know, there's some people who do most horrible kind of things, still come clean with no blame on them. Put he's that kind of person. But in that run, you know whose fault it really is? The fans' fault. The fans' fault for being sheep. The fans' fault for being gullible. The fans' fault for not realizing that it's okay to be positive, but it's also okay to change your mind based on evidence. People are not willing to do that. That's not on you. That's not on me. That's on them. That's not even on Ruben Amorim. That's just on them. That's just on them. First, carrying me with the random transfer moves, though Van Hex and SC and now Dubravka. Listen, it could go well, it could go south. They've got their centre backs are loaded though. They got Romero, Van de Ven, Van Hecker, and Senesi. Very good. Now they got Dubravka. Three out of those five, I think, were free signings on them. Sorry, they got Robertson as well. They got Robertson, Van Hecke, Senesi, and Dubravka. Robertson and Senesi were free transfers. I don't know if Dubravka was a free transfer or not. But they did pay money for Van Hecke though, so that was a good deal. Was there news of Romero leaving? Adit, so I was on live on Utkarsh's channel earlier today. He did a transfer roundup. Apparently, Christian Romero wants to stay at Spurs and doesn't mind fighting for his place back. I don't know what that means considering you are the current captain of the squad, but it almost sounds like he thinks he's not going to be the captain. Maybe De Zerbi just told him he's not going to be the captain next year. He might not be. They might have true selection of captaincy next year. Because I found it really weird that apparently he said he would be willing to fight first place. If I remember correctly, that's what Utkarsh said when we were doing the transfer roundup. So, let's see. Okay, I agree. Chelsea didn't run this narrative last game when they got the Conference League about more games. It's okay, but see, Ayan, again, this is not taking shots at anybody. I'm not even saying Chelsea fans said this, but there were fans, neutral fans, fans from other clubs that maybe were covering United, whatever. I'm not here to take shots. I just want to hear what the narrative is going to be when Spurs and Chelsea, for example, don't make Europe or don't make Champions League because they don't have a whole set of tournaments. Let's be honest, especially where Spurs finished, they could get a tough first round in the FA Cup, like we got. Our first round was Brighton. Brighton at the time, I believe, were either the same amount. They were around the same area in the league we were at the time. We lost to them. Grimsby, obviously, I have no excuse for. I wouldn't even dare to make an excuse simply because there is no excuse. So we lost to Grimsby in the first round, which is fair enough. And we lost to Brighton, which I think Brighton's a very good team and anyone can lose to Brighton. So Spurs and Chelsea. What did Spurs? Did Chelsea finish 9th or 10th? They are going to play at least one extra round of the They're going to play one extra round of the FA Cup. I think they're going to play one extra round of the FA Cup or the Carabao Cup because of where they are placed. So let's see. They could get a tough team in the first round. They could get knocked out, and they're sitting the whole year season just waiting for league games. Could finish third, maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Dubravka joins Spurs on a free, with Kinski expect to be there first. So that means they signed three free agents and they bought Van Heck. Fair enough. At the time when you faced Brighton, Brighton were qualifying for Euro. So, and we were just outside, right? We were probably eighth or something, right? So fair enough. What was it? Fletcher's first game, or it was Fletcher's first game, I guess, right? I think we lost under Fletcher interim. Uh, it's fair enough. Fair. I'm not making any excuses. I'm not making any excuse. We played a better Brighton team and knocked them out in the Carabao Cup semi-final. So it is what it is. I'm not sitting and making any excuses. Fair enough. They beat us. They beat us. I'm just saying Chelsea because they're going to play a extra FA Cup game and extra Carabao Cup game because of where they finished. They could get a tough game to play. What if they get knocked out early? So let's see how it works. Let's see how it works. I just want to hear the excuse after. That's all. If they somehow don't finish in Europe, I want to hear the excuses, the defending, all that. Chelsea, see, Spurs have got four players already. Chelsea have already got Kenda. Kenda's coming in. Um, did who signed Palestra? Palestra. Did Chelsea sign Palestra? Palestra moved right today. Marco Palestra, I think his name is. It's the news to Chelsea. So they possibly signed Palestra full time. Full time. Switzerland won 2-1. Um Canada's though that one-on-one chance earlier in the game, man, that killed it. That would have been crazy there. Um, so they got Palestra. They're going to get Quenda. They've got a new manager. Let's see what happens. Chelsea signed Palestra. Yep. Chelsea's also trying to sign Lacroix. So let's see what they do here. They have made signings faster than us. Their team will mostly have preseason because I don't think a lot of their players have gone to the World Cup. I could be wrong. Colville didn't go. Kukurea is gone, but he's not going to come back, so it doesn't count. Colville didn't go. Chalaba make any difference. Sanchez doesn't make any difference. I don't think Sanchez even went. Reece James went, which is fine. Palmer didn't go. Pedro didn't go. Neto went. Just maybe 4 5 players Chelsea went. So they'll get an extended holiday when they come back from the World Cup, depending on when they come back from the World Cup. So most likely Xabi Alonso is going to have a lot of his team already at Cobham when preseason begins. So let's see what they do. Let's see. Kukurea made a statement insisting Enzo to join Madrid. Bro, like that guy just needs to be quiet, man. He just needs to be quiet. First of all, that Euro song he made was so cringy. No one thought it was cringy just because they won the Euros. It was absolutely cringy as hell, and everyone apparently enjoyed it. By the way, you guys are back in the UCL. Make sure to get good signings. Would love to get hands on you guys for a third time with the UCL final. I'm sure you would, buddy. We aren't making the UCL final, so it's okay. You don't have to worry about it. The main thing is to get to the round of 16, man. Slow, gradual progress. Anyway, guys, I am off. Enjoy the Brazil game. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you. I don't know when I'm going to do a stream next, so I don't want to tell you. Maybe I'll do one tomorrow. I'm not sure. But I will see you in the next one, guys. Take care. Good night. And good luck if you're staying up for the Brazil Scotland game. I am off to bed. Thank you. And I'll see you in the next one, guys. Take care. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night.